Got lots of love, love. 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 Got lots of love, love.
Good afternoon and or evening, everybody. Welcome back to some more CGL action. Today we have got an absolutely excellent matchup between MMEXATX and Delusion Watch in our console EU Open tier. I am joined by my good buddy Fishnot. How are you feeling right now, big dog?
I'm feeling good, Fletch. Two teams here, a lot of history, not between each other, but on their own. I mean, this should be a good match, especially after week one.
For sure. We will be getting in here as fast as we can, though. We are going to first take a look at MME's lineup. We've got Leo and Captain Jack on the DPS, Bonnie holding down the tank position, IQ Mighty and Evergreen holding down the backline on the support. And now we're going to look at Delusion Watch. See Ixo and Storm on the DPS, Seb on the tank, and Monkey and Inu on the support. How are you feeling about these lineups right now?
Two exciting lineups, definitely. I'm looking out as a Lucio player myself, obviously for the Lucios, two very good Lucios on display here. But also the tank battle, especially maybe now with Sombra, although Sombra's still been in some scrims, maybe with less Sombra than seen here. May have more of a chance to show their ability.
For sure, but now we are going to take a look at our map pool here. We are going to be starting on the Rush capital of this series, and you know, a lot of people's favorite map, Bijong Tower. Then we will be heading to Africa, to Numbani, Shambali Monastery, our escort map, Queen Street, if necessary, and then as a tiebreaker map, if necessary, we will be headed to Nepal. And what are you thinking here for our first map?
It's an interesting map pool, but especially obviously Lijiang, the Rush capital, as you said. I do expect to see Rush, maybe Jungle Queen. I've seen this week, or Ramatra, or even Reinhardt. But I think the other maps could definitely change up.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we've got a lot of different things that can be like. This is a very varied map pool, in my opinion. We've got, you know, Lijiang, which is, you know, heavy rush, Numbani, which is heavy dive, and this is the top of the top. These are our best players in our EU CGL console, just in general. So I'm expecting to see a very high level of excellence on these particular competitions. Like,
I think this week will be especially interesting because we don't really know what's going to be played, and I think with the new patch, obviously, some people say Sombra's still alive, some people say he's dead, but I think that Rush is also very good. So I think that it will be especially interesting to see how the teams adapt.
And speaking of this new patch, for any of y'all that are wondering if Iari, the new hero, is going to be available to be played, she is not. I believe our CGL rules are about the same as, you know, the higher levels, like stuff like that. Or ignore that, but she's not here. She's not going to be played. She won't be here till she comes out in comp. So don't get your hopes up for broken Iari. By the time she comes to CGL, she's going to be the gutted version of herself. But it does look like all of our players are in the lobby. So hopefully we will be getting in here very soon.
Yep, hopefully we get in soon. I am really looking forward to this match, actually. I think it should be a good one, especially with these teams that are, I think, two very good teams.
Yeah, MME actually taking 5th place in the most recent EMEA dive party, so very strong team in their own right. Delusion Watch has some history in CGL, winning the first season of our great competition here. So like you said earlier, two very storied teams in this console area of play here, which doesn't get as much love as it could. But regardless, we're here, they're here, and hopefully very soon we are going to get in. Having some technical difficulties apparently, and hopefully they will get this figured out as fast as possible. It looks like the lobby is full, just having some issues getting into the game, I guess.
Yeah, hopefully these don't last too long, but they what were your thoughts on Ilari after seeing her? Obviously, you've never seen her in competitive play or in ranked. She seems fairly strong.
I have actually been able to see her get played in a competitive setting. Actually, I watched one singular match. I casted one Bad Pachamari League match, and it was a lot of fun. In particular, I watched Rose play Iari, and absolutely so much fun. One thing I did notice, her ultimate is very easy, very eat. I think the Captain Sun got used by both teams. There was a gentleman's agreement. Apparently, I found out in the interview after the match where both teams were like, yeah, we're going to play Iari. So both supports actually did play the Iari, and what I noticed is, whether it was Sigma or Diva, the Captain Sun, while a strong ultimate, it got a couple of 2-3 Ks. It did get eaten a lot. So
yeah, I guess that's a trade-off though, isn't it? Because if Ilari ends up being meta with a hero that can't eat the ult can be very strong. Although the ult is getting a nerf before the hero goes into CGL and into.
And here we are headed into our first map here. In just about 10 seconds, we will get to see what these teams are going to bring to the table here. It's going to be MME hovering the Orisa, that Beast Lifeweaver, maybe a little bit of trolling with the Bastion, maybe everything.
You never know. Bastion.
Delusion Watch, playing something a little more traditional with the Mei, Symmetra, Matra, Map, Lucio. Okay, Orisa Rush it is. Let's see it. Excited?
Yeah, Orisa Rush with Bastion. This should be interesting to watch.
Tracer come out with Captain Jack. Nixo switching over to Sojourn. Already in this server room are both of our teams. MME pressing the issue, taking the space already. Seb has to be very, very safe. Already half HP. Nemesis form gone. On Nixo, dangerous with this railgun in his pocket right now. He's gonna be able to do something.
Gotta watch out for this shot.
Theo in a little less danger now that in that turret form, able to get around the corner, does tank the shot well enough. Window already from Inu. MME does take the first flip here, but this fight is so very far from over. Storm taking down Leo.
The rematch is in deep here.
Taking it down, Monkey in, Seb in turn, Pulse Pump out, Captain Jack, but Storm with the one-shot. Evergreen and IQ will get this fight cleaned up though, and that is going to be
a very long fight.
30% off the first fight's pretty good.
Yeah, a very long fight, and if you look at the ultimates after this, MME with this quite significant advantage actually now, they will have the window to try and win this fight. They're also close to the lead, so that can help divide the position.
Here we go, Bonnie already wanting to get back into that action, popping that Terra Surge, getting a 3-piece on there. And I mean, that was just a beautiful hold W and walk in.
A fantastic fight when they've still got these the big window, and I mean they still have the beat for the Blizzard, which should be the big opportunity.
Leo spotted out by Storm immediately, able to take down Seb with the help of Ike window. Captain Jack able to drop the May to the dirt, and now we are headed into last fight territory already.
They've got to use these ults here. They've got to use the Blizzard. They've probably got to use the overclock as well, just to maybe even get in here.
And we see a shot from Nixo does land, won't be able to finish anything off. See the Bastion ultimate drop, only finding the Immortality Field beat out from Evergreen.
Oh,
And it's gonna be Bonnie with a beautiful spear to start it off. IQ Mighty finds 2 by himself, and now it's just Seb, and that is about as perfect as you can expect from MME.
Yeah, great round from MME, but Delusion Watch, you see, just missed it there. I was talking about it, but they finished the round with 2 ultimates up at 93% to the window. Surely they could have used the beat to stall out to the window, and even just used the overclock earlier in the fight to try and find a pick. They really should have been using those ultimates. They eventually did the Blizzard, but they just waited too long. It was too late. Right.
And I think Bonnie showing off those Orisa buffs pretty well, so very durable. And now Seb obviously wanting a little bit of that force action. You see Nixo coming out on this Symmetra. Both teams on the sim TPing point, both already in the action, so very fast. And Delusion Watch so very low. Captain Jack taking down a Monkey, IQ, Mighty, and Bonnie cleaning up Nixo and Storm, and this should be another fight win here for MME.
Yeah, it was a very good fight from MME, but Delusion Watch, they got in, they got the first kill, and then they just, it almost like Seb wasn't in the correct position, and MME managed to actually walk into their team and kill 3 players without Seb even taking much damage. So Seb needs to make sure he's in the right fight.
Maybe not as comfortable on the Orisa as Bonnie is, for sure. We're now hopping right back in. Seb trying to hold down the front line, but taking so much damage. And it's going to be Nixo that falls first. Monkey follows him into the grave. Bonnie shoving Storm into a locker. And Seb on the retreat now. Gonna get away. That'll be a lot of healing for Monkey to get closer to this beat.
I know, another great fight from MME, but it just seems like Delusion Watch are making these small mistakes which cost them the fight, like getting picked early there from Nixo. If they remove these mistakes, they've definitely got a chance in this series, and they're coming off on some old...
Immortality Field from Inu. Able to keep his team alive, but not forever. MME is just holding the line so perfectly. It's like, it's almost unbreakable, it feels like. Leo getting set up for his ult, probably.
I'm not convinced we're sticking on the Symmetra after you lose the first fight on this point. I just think they have no power to end you the fight because of the Symmetra. They barely ever get the Symmetra charged up before they die. You just don't get enough time at this level.
Leo did get set up. Captain Jack able to clean up on that ultimate. And now, I mean, it's like a domino effect. Once one person falls, the rest of the team falls so soon after. And I'm not sure if Delusion Watch
they might not get a touch here. It's up to Monkey really to touch, and they've got so many ultimates. Monkey can just beat himself onto the point.
Hey, they TP in. Nixo actually gets the touch here. Monkey booped off.
Oh, they didn't touch.
Evergreen was able to keep Monkey from getting through the door. That is what you want to see in a Lucio diff. That was a beautiful and perfect map from MMEXATX. I mean,
Fletch. Another round lost with ultimates in the bank. They just have to get them out before this round ends.
I mean, it just looked like the speed of MME was too much to handle for Delusion. I mean, every time they were able to just follow up on every one pick so quickly that just Delusion Watch had no time to respond. I mean, it was such a one-sided match. I just don't know what Delusion Watch could have done different. Maybe use ults in a better way.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
Use them at all.
Yeah, just use your ultimate. You have them. Just press Y.
But that, I mean, props to MME. They played that map perfectly. They didn't do anything wrong that I could see. I don't think Delusion Watch got more than 2 picks through the entire map. You'll have to, I mean, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm not sure that anybody died more than once.
No, I really don't think they did. But however, I would say Delusion Watch. I think that this game isn't unsalvageable because I think there was many small mistakes that led to losing the fight. It's not necessarily like they're getting hard skill diff, but kind of maybe they're not quite familiar on this matchup. But it's almost stuff like Seb not being quite far enough forward, or them not using the ult correctly, or not using them at all, or stuff like not using the sim in the correct way. I think small mistakes, which maybe on a different comp won't exist if they've played more on that.
I mean, you're 100% right. Next up, though, we are heading to beautiful Noom Bonnie here, and like I said early on in this match, I mean, this is one of those maps where if you're thinking a composition, you're thinking a Winston dive most of the time. I mean, it's just the tried and true on especially the first 2 points of this map.
I mean, that can definitely help Delusion Watch. If they're more comfortable on the Winston than they are on the Rush, that can definitely help.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking forward to seeing if they're going to be able to, you know, come back from what was such a devastating loss on the Lijiang Tower. How are you going to respond? That is the mark of a truly great team, but we are going to get into the map here very, very soon, and here we are in 5 seconds. We will find out what these teams are going to rock out on. And you know what? It's going to be exactly what you think it's going to be. Except for maybe MME doing something a little different. IQ instead of that more traditional. Okay, come on, man. I was really
baited.
hoping, you know,
you got baited, man.
You know, but
unlucky.
You know, I was really hoping, you know, defense team IQ not gonna go back into spawn and switch.
I think IQ might have got basically incinerated every fight, unless his team was healing unbelievably for him, especially against Sombra Echo.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see Sombra here because maybe preferred over the Tracer is an interesting choice considering the balance changes. So we'll have to see how that turns out. Hopefully a comp they're more comfortable on, and we'll be able to perform a lot better than they did.
Ooh. Storm getting found with those sticky nades just by accident. I mean, as a summer player myself, that would be infuriating to me. But now we see Storm walking up to this high ground, Leo, and
oh, it's a great dive, Fletch. They seem to sustain through it.
Yeah, I was having some technical difficulties. I don't know what happened. I just froze up for about 10 seconds there. But Delusion Watch now getting ready to go back in, and a beautiful whip shot.
Fantastic move
by IQ. Captain Jack finding that pick on to Nixo. Captain Jack and Leo cleaning up the support for Delusion Watch.
Absolutely brilliant.
Like,
as a main support player, that's exactly what you want to do. Just if you manage to boot the enemy Winston away, the enemy Winston is just lost in these fights. And if Seb gets booped every single fight, then I just don't see them winning. They did execute a dive well first, so they need to make sure they do that again.
Storm trying to get set up once again. I don't have to see. I think I saw Seb try and go back in, maybe got booped once again. But Storm detected. Evergreen hacked. Shield Bash onto Storm. Pushes that Sombra out of the fight. Leo once again burning down Nixo. Seb trading out though. Captain Jack having to be a little bit safer with that lower HP pool. Probably just escape here and will.
Yeah, I mean, a great fight from MME. They just dive onto the backline, and it forces Seb not to be able to dive in.
I mean, Seb has tried several times to get in. The whip shots have been too much. Does get in with the nano boost. Takes down Evergreen. Storm there to help with IQ Mighty, but now this is a fight without supports. Pops the Primal Rage, does Seb. Storm is so
on his
close
own.
to the EMP. Stay alive, Seb just has to get out. And I mean, you'll take that trade of support if you're MME. Has to get away there, doesn't it?
Yeah, MME just a little bit faster than Delusion. Delusion do manage to find the backline, but MME just do it faster, and that results in a 5-win.
Here, Storm has this EMP locked and loaded. Once the supports, Seb is ready, willing to jump. Does go
Amazing
in, and
EMP.
it is exactly what you want from that EMP. Both supports eviscerated. Bonnie pops Primal Rage to stay alive here. No Mega there for Blood. Will fall, and this is going to be the 45 seconds on the clock, taking the point.
Not even the angriest of monkeys could have won that Fletch. Although, oh my god, Storm taken out by Captain Jack. That's a great start to the fight from MME. Especially if they can get another one of these respawns.
It looks like Monkey's going to be able to live. Seb taking down Captain Jack. I mean, as the attacking team with no Tracer on the defense, you'll definitely take that. Now, Seb jumping in, but
What a sleep!
asleep right through that
Oh
corner.
my god.
And IQ Mighty helping out Evergreen to clean up Storm there. That is perfect play.
I mean, absolute masterclass on Anna there. What a sleep, and it just wins in the fight for free. There's basically nothing Delusion Watch can do after that sleep. Because, I mean, Captain Jack does use his Pulse Bomb, but Pulse Bomb basically ability at this level, there's no real reason to save it for the fight. What a fight again by MME. They're just too quick for Delusion Watch. But Delusion Watch still in this map. They have ults coming up, and they haven't looked awful this time. So there's definitely a chance for them to get back.
Here is that sleep and cleanup once again from the back line of MME. Absolutely perfect. Captain Jack doing a little bit of tomfoolery, just contesting that point. The nano boost onto Seb, but it looked like he collided with the door there to mess up the jump. Primal Rage does get invested here to stay alive. Nano boost on Kapani. Leo dropping the duplicate, as does Nixo. Leo on the Ana, Nixo on the Tracer. Bonnie cleaning up Monkey there. That is as good of a first pick as you're gonna get.
Bonnie may be in a
MME.
little bit of danger here.
Bonnie, absolutely. Staring match between Bonnie and Seb, and another beautiful fight win for MME.
I thought there was a chance of Bonnie getting taken out there as a cleanup. That would have been nice for Delusion Watch, but in the end they weren't able to do it. I mean, this for Delusion Watch, they've got the EMP. That should be a pretty much guaranteed fight win, but they've got to pull it off. And I mean, he gets found out, I think, Storm. No reason to be trying to fight there, so I'm not really sure what's happening.
Captain Jack going right back in. Rally does get thrown out. I'm sorry, I don't know why this is happening. I'm locking up.
Fantastic work from Inuachi. Inu takes out Captain Jack. And now the Sombra managed to take out Evergreen. They do use the EMP to significant success there to win that fight. I mean, it's still, I believe, I'm guessing it's Bonnie alive. Yep, Bonnie is now taken out.
Now we are heading
Am I
in.
on my own?
No, I'm back. I don't know what's happening. I'm just locking up for 10-15 seconds at a time. This is really, really annoying. But now heading into the last fight, Delusion does take get us into overtime here. Recall forced out by on Captain Jack. Nixo just trying to build up to this pulse bomb, try to get some kind of value with it. Does throw it out, does not find anything, but Captain Jack
Seb
absolutely
burned down.
melting Seb and Inu. The nano boost on Tabani and MME will hold here. Nixo not able to keep it going.
A fantastic round from MME, but Delusion Watch didn't look. I'd say actually, as much as they maybe didn't get very much of the point, Delusion Watch probably did look better on this map than they did on Lijiang. They definitely looked more comfortable on this comp than they did on the Rush. There's been a lot of good moments. Some of their EMP plays have been good. You'd expect them to win fights with EMP. They have looked, they can execute these win conditions, which is better than they were doing on Lijiang, where they weren't even using their ultimates.
I mean, they have a win condition. Delusion Watch does. It's not an easy one. That point B is always so very hard to defend on, but it is something to look forward to for Delusion Watch, right? It's more than they could say on Lijiang.
Yeah, I'd definitely say that on these comps, point B is maybe slightly better to defend because the Tracer can just contest the objective, whereas previously the reason this point was so hard to defend was because you had to have someone on the objective who would almost always just get blown up. Your Tracer can kind of just contest while playing fairly safe. So this is maybe a slightly better second point to defend on than on other comps, but it's still not amazing. I think really a big chunk of the time has to be chunked off here on this first point.
We're gonna get into the action here. Wait, Delusion Watch actually going for the Tracer Sombra rather than an Echo, which has been a staple here over the past few months. Storm calling out where these supports are for Seb to get ready to go. He does go, and IQ Mighty and Evergreen fall so very, very fast. Seb and Bonnie in a staring match once again. The Storm gets out as the Seb. And that is pretty nice.
That was a brilliant dive.
For MME, yeah, that was good.
I mean, if Delusion Watch can repeat this, that would be a very good thing for them to do if they can repeat that multiple times. I mean, it looks repeatable. The supports were in the kind of the normal position, so they might have to reposition somewhere else to avoid getting stuck in that little room.
Storm able to call them out so early. Monkey is anteed up. Captain Jack headed to those supports on the high ground. Hits the engage. Finds both here for the attack. Seb falls, and this is looking dangerous for point A here for Delusion Watch.
Yeah, just not enough time, chalked off a minute and what'll be a minute and 30 seconds. Probably not enough time for them to be able to hold the second point, although they can put up a good showing. If they win a couple of fights, it'll give them some momentum into the next round, although they are going to recontest this.
Storm in so very close to this EMP, has to escape, maybe a little too far away, but Captain Jack finds Inu with the pulse bomb. That is a beautiful, beautiful pick that you found. One of the best you can find with pulse bomb. Bonnie squishing Storm like a bug. Seb now all alone, will fall, and followed up on, and 4.5 minutes on this point is brutal.
It's a tough job to do, Fletch, although they did chalk more time off than they would have. Oh, Inu doesn't. Can't he just transfer spawns? Spawns was. Did he not?
I don't know. Maybe.
Oh, wow. Maybe he couldn't get it in time. They've got the EMP here, though. They need to win this first fight with the EMP, and they can build from here.
Okay. Captain Jack falls. If this was Captain Jack Harkness of Doctor Who, he wouldn't have died. I'm just saying. If you're gonna be Captain Jack, you need to at least live up to the name and not die. Storm headed in here with this EMP, is ready for it. I'm not really sure where Seb. There's Seb with that nano boost in tow. Storm can't get the EMP off! Ugh. And now,
Wow. Storm didn't get the EMP off, which someone might initially say was his fault, but one thing that you may have noticed enough, like the support positioning from MME was absolutely amazing. IQ Mighty Evergreen was split further enough where they both couldn't be EMP'd. So he's just got an EMP on the recontest here, which might bring some good value.
here is the EMP ready to go. Hits Bonnie and IQ, but both of them have their ults up. Ixo, the only one to find a pick here, but gets slept and cleaned up by Captain Jack. MME takes the map and goes up 2-0 in our series here.
Captain Jack is sticking people like a prime Snillo. I'm not sure he's missed a single pulse bomb every time on any he manages to stick it. MME just seem to have too much here for Delusion Watch. Delusion Watch, when they seem to can't get this dive off, they just don't have a plan. They just don't have a different plan. As soon as the dive doesn't work out because the supports are positioned so well, they fall apart. They are not really peeling very well. Maybe you feel like they don't have a dive in place, they can push back and settle, but MME are so quick that it's almost impossible for them to do.
For sure, I wanna point out, I mean, the supports of Delusion Watch got absolutely bullied, and one of the big things that I feel like I didn't say enough was Captain Jack obviously did a lot. So did Leo. Leo was always on their case on that Echo. I mean, some beautiful sticky nades, cleaning up with that focus beam on everybody. But we are going to head to break here. We will be back for our match point in just a few minutes. So you won't want to miss it. Stick around, y'all. All right, welcome back everybody to our showing of an EU console open tier match between MMEXATX and DELUSIONWATCH MME, currently up 2-0 in what has been a fairly one-sided affair thus far. Obviously, MME looking very, very strong on our first two maps.
Yeah, very strong. But Delusion Watch maybe coming back into the map a little bit, and Numbani definitely looking stronger on the Winston comps. However, maybe just not quite up to the pace of MME. I mean, I think that if they continue to play those Winston comps, then they may maybe even take a map if they are play especially well. Although on Shambali, that might be quite difficult. So it'll be interesting to see how this map goes.
Speaking of, you're right, that is where we are headed for map 3. You know, I think generally speaking, in my experience, Rush is just, you know, a Ramatra Rush, something like that can definitely work here if you want to. And I mean, as far as Seb, Ramatra is his favorite and most played hero at the moment. So I would maybe Seb wants to run this Ramatra Rush, but we will find out in just a bit. Bonnie.
I mean, I would like to see Delusion Watch have a go maybe at Reinhardt just to switch it up, because obviously they lost in the Orisa. And they probably won't win in the Ramatra for what we've seen on the first map. So maybe they should try Reinhardt, change it up a little bit. You know, we've seen that Reinhardt is kind of a little bit of a wild card in Rush. You know, kind of maybe you can win maps on Reinhardt when you're the worst team. Just because Reinhardt is so, if you run at them hard with Reinhardt, it's such a different game.
Oh.
We're in this together.
Hovering the Junker Queen, jumping around in spawn. Maybe some Jotes action? Whoa, what is happening?
Oh, wait, oh no. Okay. Oh, they were switching their support players to
Oh.
We're gonna get Jotes with Bastion.
You know,
Genji, change at the pace.
Genji, Bastion, they're about the same.
About the same, aren't they?
Yeah. But the Junker Queen Rush, especially against a potential win, or not potential, against a Winston, not too bad. But we're gonna see what they can do. MME, ATX just pushing this cart right now a little bit, wanting to eventually take this high ground. Sep dropping down all alone. Vicious shield bash from Inu, but going to help take Leo down, and this first fight is gonna go toward Delusion Watch.
Yeah, it's a great fight actually, but I think for maybe the first time in the series that was possibly a mistake from MME. Their positioning was just maybe a little bit odd against the Rush. It just allowed the Rush to dive onto them, which you maybe shouldn't be really getting on that Winston comp. So maybe the first crack shown for MME when they play against them.
They are switching everything to what they ran on the first map on Night Market, Bastion Orisa. Nobody from Boston here. I don't know why I said that. But, and, you know, already showing results. Leo taking down 2. Pixo finding the pick on Evergreen and Leo, but eventually falling here already an improvement over the first point, or the first fight for MMEXATX.
Yeah, I mean, Captain Jack was just relentless. And I mean, actually, if Captain Jack hadn't have gotten that pick late in the fight, Delusion Watch could have still definitely been in the clutch there. But it's going to be hard to win this fight. Captain Jack is such a good face.
Already trying to put that pressure on to Storm, but Seb and Storm already doing work, taking down MMEXATX, and 2 minutes on the clock. It's not the easiest point to hold, but it's also not impossible here.
Another good fight actually from Delusion Watch. I mean, they just seem to be able to run at the MME backline, and Bonnie just doesn't maybe seem to have his abilities up at the right time to be able to repel the attack. Maybe MME just making mistakes here, which might see Delusion Watch back into the series.
Headed back up the hill here, which you know, could be symbolic of something or other. See the pulse bomb out, finds Monkey. This is MMEXATX, the team where when one enemy falls, the rest of them will follow.
Another stick from Captain Jack. You know, he doesn't miss him. He really does not miss. Look at another one. I'm not sure he's missed one the whole series. He is. I mean, you can see why they want him on the Tracer.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely talented player at 100%. Get back in here. Nixo being a little bit paranoid, perhaps rightly so. Rampage and beat out from MME. IQ drops the immortality field, but Seb takes it out. The Rampage able to take down IQ Mighty, and without that absolutely just insane healing output from the bat, not able to keep the fight going.
I mean, Evergreen hadn't charged the beat up. That's interesting. Evergreen has played so well this series, just controlling the space and getting that beat up, but just a little mistake over the course of this map, not having the beat ready, and that lost them the fight, really.
It did, in fact. Yo and the rest of MME headed up toward this high ground. Ooh, Leo so very low, able to actually take down Seb, but it's looking like DELUSIONWATCH able to keep this fight going and going to win it. I believe that is Captain Jack just pushing the cart a little bit.
They are so fast on this Young Queen rush. They're just overwhelming MME. MME just seems to have had so much time to set up the whole series, but now DELUSIONWATCH just playing fast enough to not give MME any time. But MME have the beat, but that's kind of all they have to really push this in. The Fashion ult shouldn't really find any kills.
Still looking for something here. Does not find any kills here, but Bonnie taken low already. That is the immortality field invested. Leo taking down Storm in the mirror. Terror Surge from Bonnie takes down Seb. Nixo, though, finds Captain Jack with an excellent headshot, but it won't be enough to hold off attack.
Yeah, Captain Jack getting taken down for one of the first times really with pre-fighting the entire series, it seems. They will eventually MME win fight because they are maybe seemingly the better team, but if DELUSIONWATCH keep up the pace, they can definitely grind down the time bank and have a chance.
I feel like Seb just hasn't, after that first Rampage, been a really long time since that Rampage. But it's going to be Leo that starts us off once again with the grenade on the Nixo, taking down that Sojourn. Inu falls. IQ Mighty popping the Amp Matrix. Nobody in front of it. Receive the amplified damage, but perhaps a good play by DELUSIONWATCH to just get the heck out of Dodge.
A good save by DELUSIONWATCH. They've managed to avoid getting any exits. But here comes Captain Jack.
Inu keeping Leo alive there with the Immort. Not Leo. What am I saying? That was Storm. I'm just not used to seeing two Bastions at once. Evergreen and Monkey both throwing out their beats. Seb, though, with the Rampage, able to take down Mighty. Leo as well, very, very low. Bonnie taking down Storm with the spin there, and this just Captain Jack left alive. Probably even could have left him alive a little bit longer.
Yeah, it was a good Rampage from Seb, but maybe not exactly actually what won the fight in the end. Seb managed to access the backline. Bonnie wasn't there to stop him, even if the Rampage had hit those players, but Bonnie was there to help. I mean, MME probably could have won that fight, even against the Rampage.
Already hopping right back into this fight. Storm, with the help of the Amp Matrix, drops Leo like a bad habit. Will fall first. And now, without their heavy damage machine, MME trying to play a little bit safer. Seb, though, able to drop Evergreen. Now MMEXATX just going back out here with 30 seconds on the clock. Leo switches to the Widowmaker.
Yeah, Monkey actually played that fight really well. Now onto the main support role. He managed to actually chase Captain Jack down, and that really put the pressure on MME to do something.
Okay, Bonnie, the first pick on to Seb. Leo in danger will fall, but Captain Jack, once again, coming up clutch, finds two. One with the pulse bomb, one with the pulse pistol. That, I mean, Captain Jack has just been absolutely dominant all match and showing off why he is such a great tracer.
He just doesn't miss, does he, with them pulse bombs? Every single one seems to find a kill. But DELUSIONWATCH were actually fairly good that round. They were quick enough to put MME under some pressure. But also, Bonnie maybe seemed a little bit uncomfortable against the rush. Even his backline exposed quite a few times. Kind of maybe playing more like you play on Winston and try to trade the backline rather than trying to save his own from the rush.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Bonnie not expecting the Junker Queen. I mean, they end up taking the edge on the Orisa comp, but like you said, a chink in the armor has been found by DELUSIONWATCH. The Junker Queen looking significantly better than anything else that they have done, but now MME changing it up a little bit, going from the Orisa rush to a more, shall we say, classic Reinhardt rush.
This doesn't convince me from MME because the thing is, as I said before, I think Reinhardt is such a wild card in this, in Rush. I think they should just play Remark. They are quite obviously the better team, so I don't know why they don't just play Remark to try and outskill DELUSIONWATCH on this Rush.
Maybe they're just more confident? Maybe Bonnie just isn't as strong as he would like to be on that Ramatra. But with the help of Captain Jack on the Mei, hopefully they will be able to find some of these isolating picks. Nothing just yet. Axe swings through Bonnie, but nobody else. The knife in, not finding the pull that you want. Immortality field already dropped by Ike Mighty. The knife in Bonnie's side once again, and Bonnie will fall. Captain Jack without that cryo freeze does not stand a chance. Ike Mighty and Evergreen just trying to escape the storm with the final pick of the fight, taking down Leo. Bonnie switching back to that ever reliable Orisa.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Just when in a rush comp like that where you stack all on top of each other against Junk Queen, I just think you're inevitably going to get cleaved through, and it's not going to end well. So I think going back in the Orisa is a good choice if Bonnie manages to play this well enough to defend his own backline. Captain Jack back on Tracer, we know how good he is on that hero.
Ike Mighty popping the window. Leo taking advantage of it here. Inu so close to his, but not going to find a chance to use it in this fight. Bonnie cleaving through him, shredding him to pieces, and I mean, now the DELUSIONWATCH has a fight ahead of them.
Yeah, DELUSIONWATCH. I mean, they need to win this fight really with the time bank. They're coming up on ultimates. Obviously, the big ultimate is Seb's. But can Seb charge it up before Evergreen gets his? If Evergreen's maybe been a little bit slow this map on the beat, but on this defense side, he should have some good angles to charge the beat up.
Captain Jack loaded with this ever dangerous pulse bomb. Throws it out. Immortality field taken down. But now there's no immort for Parasaur not finding anything with it, but Nixo will take it down at Captain Jack. Bonnie low without that fortify. Not as durable anymore. Leo under some pressure by Seb, taken down. Ike Mighty, a knife in his throat. Now, DELUSIONWATCH really is hoping that this is the last fight that they'll have to take on A.
Yeah, Fletcher, another fight where MME just seem to be able to split up so much and it becomes easy for the Young Queen to isolate and kill someone. I mean, the beat is up here for Seb's ult, that will be huge. But the beat's already used!
Captain Jack, though, finding two! Captain Jack coming up colossal once again! Finding two early picks on both of the DPS, and now MME holding forward. And, I mean, what did he say? play.
I mean, Fletch, as much as it's won them a fight, I mean, I don't know whether it was Evergreen's choice or whoever was IGLing. I think that's a terrible choice, in my opinion. I think Seb will just win the fight with the ultimate. I mean, they should have just saved it, really. Seb would have used the ultimate that fight, and they were in no danger of losing immediately when he used the beat. I think that's not a good play.
Green falls, Rampage out, miss on the pulse bomb, but Captain Jack cleaning up on the damage of it. Finds 3 with that Rampage, but Captain Jack is on a Rampage of his own. It does not matter though. It will be Delusion Watch taking point A here. Captain Jack stuck between a rock and a hard place at the moment.
I mean, I was correct, Fletch. They lost the fight because of the Rampage. I mean, Evergreen should have just saved the beat. I don't know whether it was his choice or the choice of the caller, but I just don't like that play. The aggression can be rated, but they should have just saved it for that Rampage. They probably would have held this here on the series.
So, yeah, you know, the Rampage coming up impressively colossal at the end there in crunch time, and Storm dropping on top of Leo, absolutely shredding on that Bastion. Now Bonnie trying to find something flying across the cave with the help of Storm grenade there, and now, I mean, at the point that we're at, there's only one more fight that MME's gonna be able to take on B here.
Yeah, they need to win it as well, MME. They're going to be backs against the wall if they lose this fight. In that last fight, Deb managed to find a huge pull. Let's see if he can get another one. As
here's the window, beat out from Monk to counter the Terror Surge, but also keeping the Pulse Bomb stick of Captain Jack out of the picture. Leo finding Monk with the airstrike. An Evergreen killing Seb, but Nixo and Storm and Inu able to keep the fight alive, and with Leo behind them, with the big old pup dog eye that Bastion has, watching them roll through B here.
Fletch, did Monkey get Ajax there? I didn't see the beat come down, but he ended up with 0%. I don't know whether maybe you just got it off. I didn't see, but he might have got Ajax by that Bastion ult. I mean, Division Watch in a very good position here.
No, he got the beat off. It was to counter the Terror Surge, and kept the team alive through the Terror Surge. Also kept whoever was stuck by the pulse by TP, but it kept the recipient alive. Bonnie, cut by Seb here. Once again, Evergreen using the beat before the Rampage, so maybe Seb now looking forward to pressing X or triangle or Q once again.
Evergreen, what is this beat again? You didn't even need it. You were winning the fight before you beat it. And now you leave your team open to a serious problem here. Seb with you again, unopposed. I mean, Captain Jack probably has to come up with something massive here. Otherwise, Seb's just going to run through MME.
Here we go. Captain Jack with another Pulse Bomb. Does not find the stake, but Bonnie finds the kill on to Seb. Window popped by IQ Mighty. Help Bonnie take down Storm. And now Nixo stuck in a corner, not able to escape. Captain Jack once again cleaving through this team. Seb able to take down Evergreen, but no longer has the shot. We're gonna see the airstrike out from Storm actually, and oh,
that's a nice airstrike.
Bonnie finds the eat on one shot, but can't find the other. Bonnie is still low, and the Baptiste is still stuck behind enemy lines. Seb won't even need to use the Rampage until the end here. This is looking very, very dangerous. Nixo! Captain Jack!
What a shot!
Storm at the front line, playing tank, waiting for Seb to get there. Now, Seb.
Delusion Watch in such a strong position.
Seb, Inu, Nixu, ready to go with these ultimates. Monkey drops the beat. Seb drops Evergreen. Captain Jack pops the Pulse Bomb, but does not find a pick. I mean, overclock pop. Terror Surge popped by Bonnie. Will not find a pick, and Delusion Watch is going the full cap here on Jambali Monastery.
Wow, what a round. I mean, honestly, MME have looked flawless the entire series, but this round, the second to last fight in this round, they just basically throw the fight away by positioning so badly. I mean, Evergreen's the first to fall, and then IQ Mighty's in a terrible position. And I mean, then also, Evergreen is using this beat way too early. Every single time Seb has the ramp, I understand wanting to win a fight with aggression, but the fact is, if Seb has the ultimate unopposed in next fight, I just think it's an automatic loss. There's no point having won the fight before. If it only wins you 40 seconds, you're just going to lose by losing the next fight.
And Seb also being really patient with the Rampage, as opposed to MME's rampant use of the beat before the Storm. I mean, they just had 4 ultimates going into that last fight and used all of them to just kind of push MME over, you know. It was perfect after that, the initial struggle that they had on the first point here. I mean, they did everything right, pretty much.
Yeah, fantastic round from Delusion Watch. MME, just some cracks showing now. More than a crack, a whole cavern showing in their armor here.
I mean, also the Reinhardt pick early on, what can you say about that, other than it was bad and didn't do anything but test the point for about 30 seconds? But, we're back in. Inu falls. Captain Jack once again showing up. Monkey stuck in the room thanks to Leo. Storm falls, and I think so. Actually, finding a parting pick on to Leo without that May. Potentially Delusion.
It's a nice exit on Leo.
Yeah.
It's a nice exit on Leo. Leo probably won't be back in time straight away for the fight. Leo's going to switch away from the May. I mean, that's quite big. If they don't have the May to wall off, they can just kind of run at them here, and especially how good they've been on the jump.
Oh, they added back the sound! I love that. That's awesome. But we're back in the fight. Seb taking down Evergreen, and that parting fix from Nixo is exactly what our Delusion Watch needed. They're going to take this space, and without the Lucio, MME cannot close it. Spear through Nixo, not finding the pick though. Now, in this Mega Room, Captain Jack takes down Seb, getting a little bit zealous there, and this fight is going to go towards MME. One fight for Delusion Watch, but MME proving to be strong as in the cleanup.
Yeah, Delusion Watch maybe overcooking themselves a little bit there. They are a little bit too aggressive, but they do get themselves enough space here where one fight win seriously challenges MME winning this map. And I mean, I think MME were lucky not to lose a second fight and be seriously in doubt of winning this map. But this is properly in the balance here.
For sure. I mean, the first fight, Delusion Watch kind of got rolled on the first fight, but then Nixo came up clutch with that railgun to take down Leo. I mean, without that May to cut off those angles and isolate people so that Bonnie and Captain Jack can help run them down, that was, outside of taking down, Bonnie or maybe one of the supports, that was an important pick for Nixo to get. And, Delusion Watch took advantage of it perfectly in the next fight.
Yeah, brilliant. I would also say that it's a shock to me that supports on Delusion Watch, I believe, have actually switched over role, if I'm not mistaken. And I think Monkey has been a fantastic Lucio player from what I've seen, which is quite a shock considering they were switched over in the first map.
And we are back into the action. The series hanging in the balance for these teams right now. Captain Jack playing that annoying little fly that he just loves to be. And now you see Seb wanting to get up into the action with this Junker Queen. Mortality Field gone and dusted. No longer in the pocket of Inu or IQ Mighty. But it's going to be Leo that starts us off with a pick onto Inu. Nixo taking down IQ Mighty. Captain Jack and Evergreen, though, come up with pick of their own, and now danger for Delusion Watch here.
It could be worse though, Fletch. They could have got a broken death, but they've got a death together, which allows them to recontest. Actually, no ults really coming up for either team unless it's a long fight. Delusion Watch trying to pick here. They're definitely still in a position to win this map.
They are already back in here. Optic cannot contest until the last second here. Turret form already popped by Storm, but here, the danger. Captain Jack already has the pulse bomb in the pocket, finds nothing, but Inu takes the damage. Captain Jack cleans it up, and that will be all that she rode. MMEXATX takes the series 3-0 fashion, but props to Delusion Watch for trying their best to actually stand against MME.
Yeah, I mean, Delusion Watch on the third map I thought were very impressive, especially on the Junker Queen rush. They managed to find the backline of MME, and MME almost seemed to fall apart many times in that last map. Like, really feeding themselves quite a bit, which they hadn't done the whole series. They've been extremely strong, extremely safe. They look like they played very well, but when they maybe got put under the pressure a little bit, they started to crumble. There's definitely some signs that Delusion Watch are a fairly good team, but maybe MME are a really good team, one of our top teams here in EU console.
They absolutely, on those first two maps, on Lijiang Tower, MME looked absolutely unbreakable. Nothing that Delusion Watch did showed any kind of weakness. I said it earlier, I don't know if Delusion Watch found more than 2 picks on that entire map. Then they stepped up a little bit on the Winston on Numbani. Looked better, but still a dominant win from Delusion Watch. But then came the break. They took a breath and they said, you know what? We looked better. We can beat this team, and they definitely looked like MME. They took them the distance here on Shambhala Monastery, and they looked so much better than they did on those first 2 maps. And if I am Delusion Watch, I am saying to myself, you know what? We tried to take it to them. We tried to sock it to one of the best teams in our tier in this EU division, and hopefully they can take that confidence that they got at the end of this series and extrapolate that into the rest of their season.
Yeah, definitely. If MME end up as one of the best teams in the tier, which I believe they probably will, I mean, Delusion Watch can look back on this and think, we can beat teams like this if we just clean up our game a little bit. And if teams are slightly worse than MME, I think they can definitely beat them. They look quite a fairly good team. I think well organised on the rush. Maybe panic a little bit on the dive when faced with a team that plays so fast. But maybe inexperience at this level brings that. When they refine their skills more, in the team play here, they definitely will be in games like this, absolutely.
I 100% agree with you. We are, though, coming to the end of our broadcast. I like to give an unofficial player of the match, and I think that you'll agree with me when I say Captain Jack deserves that honor for the absolute dominance that he displayed on the Tracer. Those pulse bombs, even if they didn't find a stick, found a lot of damage for him to clean up on. So that, I think you'll agree with me, is going to be our player of the match. But that will do it for us right now. I hope that y'all enjoyed this match, and we hope that y'all will stick around and watch our other matches throughout the rest of our season. So I hope y'all have a great day, night, whatever it is, and I will hope to see y'all again soon.